hello, people. Welcome back to my channel. And now I want us to talk about why do people find it difficult to talk about sex? Sex is something that we all indulge in. Many of us, unless even the young ones that are coming up today, they don't even know how to carry themselves sexually, but they just indulge in the act. They just dive into indulging in the act, but they cannot talk about it. They don't have the courage to stand and talk about sex with their partners, to have sexual talk with their partners. Yes, it is important to talk about it. It's a necessity for every relationship. People just indulge in it. People just, go into it. People just dive into it. But they find it difficult. Even if you stand somewhere, I'm sure, even me talking about this video, somebody's going to look at me like, what is she doing? She's talking about sex openly. Why is she doing that? Because we have made it so difficult to even have this conversation. It is so difficult for teachers in schools to teach children, to give children sex education because they don't even want to call the word sex. But sex, it is what? It's happening every day. Even right now that I'm talking, or somebody will be watching this video, somebody is indulging in sex. Somebody is carrying out the activity. But why is it so difficult for us to talk about it? Because it's high time we start talking about it and let people start being educated about a lot of things that are happening in the sexual world. Because it's a world that it is big, that we cannot even understand it, but we are indulging it. I am trying to understand it. I need you to try to understand it. But this video is focused on telling us why people are so scared. People feel so ashamed. People feel shy to talk about sex. Point number one, the way we were grown, the way we grew up, the way they train us, the way we were brought up. We were brought up to look at sex to be a dirty act, to be very dirty to talk about it. If they see you talking about sex, they start giving you names like you are a spoiled child, you are perverse, these are the kind of names you're giving. They start giving you, and guess what? When they start calling you those names, you get back into your shelf. You shy back into your shelf. We have made sex something of shame. They have made sex something that anybody who talks about it becomes ashamed of it. You need to be ashamed for speaking up about it. It is something which is not supposed to be desiredly spoken about outside. But people are indulging in every day. A child will go and indulge in sexual activity and does not know how to even, come out of it. But because they cannot talk about it, guess what? They go on with their life, and the result of that is going to be pregnancy. A lot of books, a lot of schools, a lot of people talk about sexual abstinence. We talk about abstaining from sex, but we don't focus about talking about even educating the children what sex is all about. What is sex about? A man meeting with a woman sexually. Now, what happened? We don't teach these children to know that when a woman meets with a man sexually, when they have sexual intercourse, you are exposed to pregnancy, you are exposed to sexually transmitted disease, you are exposed to other diseases or bacterial infections. We don't educate these kids. We don't have this conversation. We are so scared to be seen as dirty people. We are so scared to be seen or to be shamed publicly. So we become afraid to have or to even talk about sex. You are afraid to be called a perverse person. You are so afraid that your friends are going to look at you as a spoiled child. That by the time they are indulging in something it is wrong. By the time they indulge in the sexual intimacy without no protection, you are so ashamed to talk to them about it, to tell them that when indulging in sexual activities, use a condom, use a diaphragm, use other preventive methods to prevent yourself from sexually transmitted diseases or unwanted pregnancies. We are so ashamed to talk about this because of the name callings, because of the way society is going to see us, because the way your family is going to look at you. This is one of the reasons that people are so afraid to talk about sex. The second reason is sex requires a place of vulnerability. Sex requires you talking to somebody who will not judge you. Sex requires you being vulnerable to someone. So, but the question is, a lot of us are so stigmatized, a lot of us are so judgmental, a lot of us are quick to write a person off. It makes a lot of people shy in to even come up to you. For example, between husband and wife, a woman is going to be so scared or ashamed to tell the husband, I was sexually abused, because of the way the man is going to be seeing her. The man is going to look at her as she's damaged goods. That's how some people go outright to call other women. She being abused wasn't her fault, but now you term her damaged goods. We have heard a lot of people call other women like that. And when other women who are coming up and have been abused hear that, they die in the silence. And you are asking yourself, why is my partner not sexually attractive to me? What? Because they cannot tell you what is disturbing them inside. They cannot tell you the pain they are going inside, because the way you are going to treat them after they tell you. Telling someone about your sexuality, they need to be vulnerable. They need to feel like they are not going to be judged. Even if someone in their life, in their past life, was a prostitute because of one reason or the other, and you did not know about it, and they feel like, okay, I need to come clean to my partner. Are you going to understand that that was a past life? That was something that happened in their past? No, you will not. A lot of people give these people's name, and that is why people don't have the talk. That's why people are so afraid to have the talk, the sex talk. Point number 3 on the list is the Bible does not give an instruction manual for us to talk about it. Yes, I'm bringing the Bible into it. Or the Holy Book, because some people don't believe in the Bible. Let me say the Holy Book, or whatever book that you read that give you an inspiration to the highest authority you believe in, does not give an instruction manual. You hear a lot of people run to their men of God. I have problems in my relationship. I have problems in my marriage. The man of God is going to ask you, what is the problem you have in your relationship? You are going to cite out the things your husband or your wife is doing, but we hardly hear a sex talk between a man of God or a pastor with the Christians. In churches, we preach about abstaining. So abstaining, a man who sleeps with a woman, there's infidelity. You hear a lot of infidelity and break of marital rules and all of that. But when you talk about abstinence to ladies, young ladies in church, now do you find out time to talk to them about how they are supposed to react sexually with their partners when it is time for them to be sexually active? You bless a lot of weddings in church. You give a lot of counseling to young couples in church. But do you counsel them sexually? I'm asking the men of God, I'm asking the leaders, do you counsel these ladies sexually, or the men sexually to their wives? No, we don't do that. We don't have that talk, because you are afraid that as a man of God, if you start having the sexual talk, there is going to be a finger pointing. They're going to be like, this is the man of God that's talking about sex. This is the man of God. But guess what? It is one of the marital responsibilities that you are sending that young ladies into that marriage. You are sending that young man into that marriage. Some of them don't know what to do. That is why they keep running back to you. Man of God, I have a problem in my marriage. Papa, I have a problem in my marriage. Because they don't know how to talk to you about what you have not taught them. They don't know how to talk to you about something they have never heard you even counsel them about. You have counseled them about abstinence. They have successfully abstained from sexual intercourse till marriage. But now, why in marriage they don't even know how to handle themselves sexually? So I'm calling on people out there. Encourage or talk to people sexually about the sexual talk. Educate people. It's abstinence, yes, it's good. But guess what? The status quo is not working on them. So let's derive another means to educate people when it comes to their sexuality, or when it comes to sexuality. So I think of the people. These are some of the reasons why people are scared to talk about sex. These are some of the things or why people don't want to even talk about sex at all. If this is the kind of content you like, please do not forget to share